Ladies and gents, hope you're having a fantastic day. Today I got a video for you that I didn't think I'd really be making for another month or so. I got this big old pond behind me in my backyard. As you can see, there's a little bit of ice out there. I checked it the other day. It was probably about an inch. I'm not expecting to be able to fish this pond, but I'm gonna check this pond. If there's like an inch and a half, 2 inches, I'm gonna go look at one down the road that's much smaller and usually freezes over faster. And hopefully, can rip some fish through an ice hole. That would be insane. It's December 3rd right now. That would definitely be the earliest I've ever ice fished. Or I guess the earliest I've ever been able to ice fish. Because I live in Massachusetts and not northern Minnesota. And unlike there, my ice takes a lot longer to form. So just a little advisory. It is extremely early to be doing what I'm doing right now. I don't want anybody watching this video and thinking I'm gonna go to my local pond and go do this. I mean, even this one I can kind of see. It's definitely not safe ice, so don't be silly and go fall through and kill yourself over a few panfish. The ice will come eventually, just wait a little bit. However, now that that's said and done, you can watch me be a moron instead of doing it yourself. It's definitely not as thick as I thought it was. Well, I'm standing on it. It's definitely not ice I'd be walking out to the middle with. It's about inch and a quarter, inch and a half. Super strong black ice, which usually you need less of. I definitely would not be comfortable walking out on here. But I may go check that pond down the road, because typically that has an extra inch or so on it. I'd be very curious to see what it's looking like right now. Well, I'm here at pond number 2. Honestly, does not look much thicker than what it did at my pond, so I'm not sure, but I'm gonna check it. It's not necessarily what you like. Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't think I'll be fishing on that today. It's probably about the same as the pond in my backyard. It's like an inch and a half, maybe close to 2 inches, but nothing I really want to be going standing on. I think if I really wanted to, I could probably go out here and catch a few fish out in the middle, but it's just not worth the risk. So what that means is that probably tomorrow morning, I'm gonna wake up pretty early and shoot right up to Maine. See if I can find some ice up there. I'm gonna drive up a couple hours, scout out a few small ponds, and if I find anything that's like 2.5 inches or more, I'll send it. But I think the ponds around here are gonna need a couple more freezing days, and then it should be good. But I'm not exactly certain when this warm weather is supposed to come in. We're supposed to get a warm front and some rain, which is gonna completely wipe out all this ice. But I think that might be on Monday next week. Today is Wednesday. So if all goes well, I should be able to do a little bit of ice fishing down here before that front comes in. But I'll see you guys tomorrow morning, bright and early, actually dark and early, when I'm on my way up to Maine. Well, as promised, it's currently 5 in the morning on the following day. I'm about to go shoot up to Maine. Have a nice little bit of snow for the drive up. It's the first snow of the year, so pretty happy to see it. I might not be so happy to see it come February or March, but I'm gonna go up about an hour and a half right now, and I'm gonna just hope and pray that there is fishable ice where I'm going, or else I'm gonna make this drive for absolutely nothing. sense, I'd like to welcome you all to the gorgeous state of Maine. Some rabbit prints in front of me, going to God knows where. But it's currently 7:30. I actually pulled up to the first pond that I wanted to check, and there was a good amount of it still open, so decided to not even bother with that one. Now I'm over this different pond that I've never actually even been to, but I'm very curious to see if it has any decent ice. There's a good layer of snow that I'm not sure how recently it fell, which may affect how thick this ice is, but I'll definitely dig on through it. Damn, there's a house way up on this hill. That's gorgeous. That's how I want to live. Well, this is not looking like the best ice. I thought it'd be a little thicker. It looks like a pretty frozen over pond, but I guess it's just that layer of snow. Well, I was walking the shore and my foot just broke in about 4 inches of water. So I would venture to say this is not thick enough. I got a few more ponds I'm gonna check. I think if I can find one a bit smaller, more blocked by the wind, I'd be in luck, but it's gonna be very situational. A lot of these ponds can vary like insanely on how thick and safe the ice is. So I'm gonna go back to my map, see if I can find a different pond that maybe is 2 inches thicker than that. Well, this pond looks a little better. Still pretty sketchy by the shore, as you can see. Water coming up over here towards the shore. It's a lot thinner, but as you start making your way out, it'll make that sound when you're the first one to walk on it, but start making your way out, it's not as bad. I'm gonna see if I can make it out a bit further, or if it gets a little too sketchy, I'm gonna turn around and not kill myself. It's still about 2 inches out here. Might have gone a little thinner out here, which is not exactly what you want to see. I'll go another 20 yards or so, see what's going on. About the same out here. Well, ice got down to about 1.5 inches out there, which with like pure black ice, you can stand on that, but I wouldn't call it safe for sitting out there long term, dropping lines. I might fall through right here. But I think it's a decent sign that the ice was looking decent out to about that far. If I really wanted to, I could probably fish here, but I wouldn't really be comfortable sitting out there for very long. You can see on that last hole I poked through, the water started pouring in while I was just standing there. And typically the less scientific method is if you have a spud bar, you get 2 really good hits before you poke through. And I took one more step, just gave it a jab, and on the first hit went right through. I said, no thanks. But again, decent sign. I'm gonna go check a different pond up the road, which is actually much smaller than this. And it has brook trout in it, so I could stay very close to the shore. And hopefully that one provides me with some decent ice. So I just went and checked a small pond. Hold on, this stuff is beeping. I just went and checked a small pond right up the road from the one I was just at. It's completely locked up, probably 3 inches of ice, which I'm very happy with. But there was a sign that said, attention anglers, there's a special regulation or something on this pond. So I didn't have any cell connection or anything by that place. So now I'm just driving down the road back to where I was, trying to get some cell reception so I can look up if I can fish this place. All right, I finally got some connection. Well, it says closed ice fishing. Oh, that sucks. Whatever, I'll find another pond. At least that's a good sign that there's some decent ice. I just need to go look for it. Made it to the next pond, had a little bit of a walk ahead of me, but drove down one of the sketchier roads I've ever driven down in this car. I was definitely the first one to drive down this after the snowfall, because I'm only tire tracks. I don't think this road is too upkept or maintained. It was pretty much only as wide as my car, and there was a bunch of pine trees like hanging down in it, but you know, we made it. Now I got a little bit of a hike ahead of me. I think I might just bring all my ice fishing stuff, even though I don't know what the ice is looking like out there. I have hopes. We'll see. I'll just pack my sled in anyway, because I don't feel like making this walk twice. It'll either pay off or it won't. Well, don't think I'll be ice fishing here. Oh, what a waste of my time. Well, seems like we may have found just a little bit of ice out here. It's currently 11:40. It's been a pretty long day of driving around, checking ponds, checking regulations, all that good stuff. But finally, I have my feet on some ice that I'm hoping will not break. It's decent. It's like 2.5 inches of black ice. I wouldn't recommend anybody else do this, but I've spent enough time on ice to kind of know what can hold me. Again, do not recommend doing this though. So I'm gonna pop some holes, check some depth. Auger still works. It's not looking very deep right here. I'm gonna keep moving around. It says in this area I should be in about 7 feet of water. The deepest this place gets is about 10, which is typically a bit shallower than I would be fishing, but I'm gonna take what I can get right now. It does get deeper over here. That's pretty good. It's about 6.5. That's almost 8. I'd say this is about where I want to be over here. Well, I guess let's see if there's any fish in here. Ooh. That's a fish. Boom, fish on, baby. It's a pickerel. No way. I can't believe I actually just got a fish over here. Can't believe this thing didn't snap me off. Little slime rocket. Welcome to ice fishing season, I guess. Oh, got a pickerel. See if we can get like a bass or perch or something. Well, nothing else really after that pickerel. I'm not really too confident in this place, so I think I'm gonna move and check a pond down the road, and hopefully we have the same conditions, but it gets to about 20 feet right off the bank in that pond, which is typically what I'm trying to target when I'm ice fishing. So I'm gonna pick up here, move over there, and hopefully have some fishable ice. Well, I think I must have checked at least 10, 15 ponds today. There was only a couple that had good ice, and It was only that one I managed to get on that didn't have a regulation that closed it for ice fishing. So didn't find as much as I'd like to up here, but the plan now is shoot back down to Massachusetts, eat some food because I'm starving. Haven't eaten a thing today and it's 2 o'clock. And then tomorrow at some point, I'm gonna go back to that small pond, check it again. And if there's anything 2 inches or more of ice, I will be fishing it. I might drive over to some other ponds as well in Massachusetts, see if I can get on something, but hopefully I'm not ending this video with one fish. So I'm gonna get back home. Not gonna wake up super early tomorrow, but I will see you when I hit the road looking for more ice. Well, I don't even remember what day it was I went out to Maine. It was a couple days ago. But I'm back down in Massachusetts, and this pond I've been checking for the past week is finally thick enough. I got about 2.5 inches black ice out here. The bare minimum I'd say is 2 inches, but that's not something I'd even recommend going on. And again, as I've said before in this video, I do not recommend taking after me. Usually the recommended minimum ice is 3 inches, but black ice is always stronger than white ice. You need less of it. However, I'd still wait for that 3-inch mark. One other thing, by the time this video gets posted, we're gonna have some warmer weather. Ice is gonna change very drastically. So if you see this video and think, I'm gonna go ice fishing today or tomorrow, I would recommend against that because it's gonna be like 45, 50, a little bit of rain. It's gonna wipe out a good amount of ice. So I don't think it'll be safe after Sunday, which would be the 8th tomorrow. And by the time this goes up, I think it'll be like the 12th or 13th or something. So yeah, don't do that. But I got a little bit of time here. I'm gonna pop some holes. I'm gonna see if I can't find some fish. I fished here 2 years ago. I didn't fish here last year, but there was a good amount of largemouth. There's a good amount of perch. And as long as there's still fish in here, I think we'll be able to get into something. Quite slippery now that I drilled this hole, but drilled a few holes. Gonna use my flasher, bounce around a little bit, see if I can't locate some fish. Just had a mark. It's probably a bass or something while I was switching my bait. What a silly goose. I made a deal with one of my buddies. He's going to get some of his ice gear that he left elsewhere, and he said if I catch a fish by the time he's making his way back, that he will come join me out here. So that's the goal right now. Oh, that's a fish. Oh, the fish in here is so weird sometimes. There we go. Oh, it's a bluegill. Hold on, we gotta call up my buddy.
Oh no.
Guess what?
What? Come on. Stop it.
Come on.
Alright, I'm literally pulling in right now.
Dude, I'm marking the shit out of them. Not even lying to you. I'm marking the shit out of them.
Alright, Zach, give me like an hour and I'll be on the ice with you.
Yeah.
That's what you did.
Alright, well, you text me when you get here.
Ice video coming soon.
Dude, I can finally post one, and now I can make a separate one tomorrow. Well, we got another soldier on his way over here. I need to check my GoPro real quick, because I'm not certain if this thing's recording right now. Oh no, it's good. Okay, I'm gonna jig this hole for another minute or two, and then I'm gonna do a bit of bouncing around, I think. I've noticed in the past, these fish will kind of swim around this entire bowl that I'm in, and it makes it kind of hard to pin them down in one place, so your best bet is finding where you see them the most frequently and just sitting in that hole. Oh, there's another fish. Come on. Oh, I had him. Probably a school bluegill or something. Oh, I felt it. Come on. There's so many fish. I think somewhere around here is the deepest hole, so this is where I will probably sit. I'm right next to where it just was. It's isn't a very deep pond. I mean, it's super small. My camera right in front of me is almost on the shore, and from this camera angle you can see the other shoreline. Very small pond, but that's why it's perfect for ice fishing. Freezes up fast. There's not too much space for these fish to go, so makes them a little easier to target. Oh, that's a fish. No way. I had him. Do I need to put on something smaller maybe? I don't know. Tied on the smallest jig I have, and I have the smallest soft plastics I have. I'm going to drop on down here and see if this works a bit better. Come on, fishies. These fish know Northeast Outdoors is sitting on top of this very borderline ice, just waiting to yank them up. Fish. Come on. There we go. How'd I not hook him? I don't know. Oh, he's bombing in. He's pissed. I don't know how I'm not hooking him. Maybe my hook's too small or something. I thought it was too big at first. Maybe I'll try and set it harder next time. Maybe that's it. I don't know. I literally can't think of why these fish aren't getting hooked. Come on. There we go. The bluegill. Oh my god, that took a while. All for these little gills. Okay though, I'll take whatever. It's first ice. Could probably put these on a freaking tip up somewhere else. Catch something good with them. Well, after that fish, we didn't really see too much more. Well, that's a lie. We saw a good amount of fish, but none of them were really cooperating very much, so we didn't catch them anymore. But I was very happy to be ice fishing, especially that early. That's the earliest I've ever had the opportunity to even drill a hole and drop a line. And I think it's going to be a pretty good season. But hopefully, I'm going to be having more videos going up for you for ice fishing season. I'm hoping I can at least get one out a week as long as the ice and the weather cooperate. We're gonna have to see though. Massachusetts ice is not gonna be very good. I don't know when it's gonna freeze up again, but it's probably all gonna melt within the next week. So it's probably gonna be just New Hampshire trips until probably January-ish. We're gonna see though. I got some fun trips lined up. I got a couple trips that I wanna do and we'll see if they happen. Might do some ice camping. Definitely gonna try and get on some lake trout. But this does mark the beginning of the season. Got quite a while to go until the end of it, and I'm very excited for the entire time. But anyways, I appreciate all of you who stuck around to the end. If you like this video, make sure to leave me a like. It helps me out a lot. It tells YouTube that these videos are good and they should be pushing them out to more people. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe. Keep up with the rest of ice fishing season. I also have a couple more hunting videos I'm probably going to post, but I will be switching gears pretty heavily towards ice fishing within the next couple weeks. Anyways, thank you guys again. I'll see you on the next one.